Hey guys, it's the Shy Simmer here, and today we're going to be doing a apartment renovation, and we're going to be renovating the Jasime Suites apartment. This apartment has some good potential. Here you can see it has a little dining room and a little kitchen. For some reason they picked these horrendous pink counters. And then they have this weird little living room space and a really long bathroom, and I'm not exactly sure what they were doing in here, but that living room space is something to behold. It really bugs me, just it being off center in the middle there. And then we have a master bedroom and then 2 bedroom for the kids. So I am going to go ahead and try to redo that and keep the room for the twins and the master bedroom. So right now I'm just working on the floor plan. And while I'm doing that, I did want to apologize for the late upload. It was actually because of this video. This is the video I was trying to edit. And I had over an hour of footage that I was trying to edit down. And for some reason, it wouldn't, part of it wasn't rendering. So the second half of the build I ended up losing. But I did go back and do the walkthrough again. So you still see a major part of the build. And of course the walkthrough, which is the most important part. But I was very, very frustrated trying to work it out. I didn't know why it was doing it. But I fixed it the best we could, but as you can imagine, it was a little bit of an editing nightmare. So right now I'm working on the living room, and because it has this little bay window outcrop, I guess you could call it, I wanted to put these 2 outside couches in. I thought it really filled up the space really nicely, and then kind of this center wall to divide the rooms and divide the living space. I really think that the living room came out really good. And I put these fairy lights on either side. I just thought it looked really cute when it overlapped, and it kind of, I don't know, it gave it a little bit of a free-spirited vibe. And honestly, these fairy lights are a little bit of a trick I use in quite a few places. I love it the way they look when they're overlapped. They look really pretty against, a back wall. But there's a couple key parts in this apartment that I really like. I do really like the living room, and then it has a really cute little reading nook right on the other side of that living room wall. So if you saw the thumbnail, that's what's pictured in it, is the final result. And I think it ends up coming out so pretty. And here in the kitchen, I ended up doing just a single wall of the countertops. And then we have the island that there's some seating at, and then they have a pretty large kitchen table that they have seating at. So there's plenty of space in this apartment. And right off to the side of the kitchen is the twins' room. That room ended up coming out really cute too, I think. You'll end up seeing that more towards the end, but right now I'm just going through and picking out some doors. This apartment already had a yellow-blue theme, and you guys should know by now that I love doing yellow-blue themes. I don't know what it is, I just really like the color combination. So I did end up kind of just running with that for this apartment. A lot of blues, a lot of yellows. And as you can see, I'm putting the doors in. I had to put my move objects cheat on. I never used to build with move objects, and now I don't know how you can how you can build without it. Moving the things around, you don't realize how empty a Sims apartment looks, or a Sims build looks, until you can actually fit things into all those little spaces, and you can really shuffle things around. And in the living room right now, you can see I'm trying to pick out a carpet. I did end up picking this one. It's not that bad, but I wish it had some swatches that had colors that were just a little bit brighter. I know a lot of the rugs are kind of overpowering in The Sims, but I think that rug would look nice if it had just a couple swatches that weren't so muted. Now I'm just going through and putting lights in because I realized that you guys cannot see anything, and that's kind of a problem. I always forget to put lights on in my builds till I'm halfway done building them, because for myself, I don't really care so much if there's light while I'm building, but then I realized that you guys kind of need to see, and that's just a little bit important. But, I'll remember eventually. We'll get there. So as of right now, I'm just working on the living room again, finding some end tables. In the living room, I do end up putting a little fireplace that I think ends up being really cute. And I just love the living room, how the living room space ends up being in this apartment. The little reading nook, I just think it ends up being super adorable. So there's the fireplace I picked. I did go with the city living one, I believe that is. We are an apartment, so I thought it was well fitting. And then I was trying to find some end tables to put on either side. I was hoping if I got one big end table, maybe it would glitch through the fireplace. It kind of looked like it was all one part, but that didn't end up working. I tried it with a couple different wood ones, and I believe I tried it with a solid stone one, but they would all clip through it or whatever, but they would just fill it up like that, so it kind of caused a problem. So I do end up going with the Spa Day little square ones. I changed them to white. I think it ends up fitting the space. It looks pretty cute, and when they're laying against the wall, they're not that noticeable. but I definitely wanted some kind of space there to be able to put things down. And now we're back at looking at the kitchen and living area, just putting in some upper cabinets to fill the space a little bit. These walls in this apartment are so ridiculously high, it makes cabinets and stuff look really weird, and then trying to build with the walls down doesn't work out because you can't really place things on a wall that's not there, but then building with them up blocks almost all your view, so it's a little tricky. But I did end up putting the bar stools in. I thought it ended up looking really good. And now we're looking at the dining room table. At first I was trying to have a dining room table that was just in the middle of the room, like a regular dining room table, but I just felt like it was really close to that bar. So I ended up changing it out, and you'll see where it's pressed up against the wall. That's another thing I tend to do in quite a few of my builds, but I feel like if you have a window or something there, it still looks alright. So I don't see a problem with it. And here's that little reading spot that I was talking about. It's super simple, but as you'll see in the thumbnail or in the walkthrough, it ends up looking really nice. It's like one of my favorite parts of this build. So here I am once again messing with the table. It was really bothering me. So I took it, I put it up against the window, and I thought it looked so much better like that. And there's actually some walking space and just, some room to move around in the dining room. And now we're back over to the little sitting area. That rug that you just saw me pull out with the geometric shapes, I want to be able to use that rug, but all the swatches are mainly black, and it makes it really hard to fit into almost any spot. So now we're going on to painting some walls. I just kept the same paint colors as they had pretty much, the light blue. I did in the office put that teal though. Sorry about that, I hit my microphone. I did end up putting that teal, but when I was doing the walkthrough, I felt like it was a little overbearing, so I probably would have changed that to the lighter blue if I would have gone back through. And now I put an accent wall and just a couple columns in the corner to kind of help divide the space, because when it's just two paints laying against each other, the transition can look a little weird. And we did some hardwood floors in the living room, and then we did these spade tiles in the rest of the living space and in the bathrooms. So this apartment did end up being basically a 2-bedroom. I mean, it sleeps 3 Sims, but the kids share one room that's kind of separated, as you can see. And then it ends up having 2 baths, a small master, half bath, and then the full bath over on the side next to the living room. And in the parents' bedroom, there's really not a whole lot to talk about. There's a blue bed, that little wardrobe. Another thing that I wish that they had, I love that wardrobe, but then when you do the walkthrough, all the paint's chipped, and I know that's the point of it, but it bugs me. I think it would be so cute if it just didn't have chip paint. And then here we are in the kids' room. We have the 2 beds. I did go with these ones, the yellow and blue theme again, and we have one of my favorite wall dividers. I think you guys have seen that in like 3 builds now, but I just think it looks really dainty and really pretty, so whatever, I'm gonna keep using it. And then with this outdoor sink, I didn't realize until the walkthrough that there's actually a hose curled up on the side of it, so it looks a little funny in the bathroom, but I like just the general aesthetic of it, so that's why I decided to use it. And I didn't even notice until the walkthrough that it had a hose on it, but I had already committed at that point, so it was a little bit too late. And then we're just hopping around and fixing the bathrooms, and I'm using the Jungle Adventure shower. This one has some pretty swatches. I'm not sure if they exactly match the bathroom, but I still wanted to use it for that little pop of color. And then I end up turning this little spot into an office space. I did cut that original bathroom in half. I mean, it probably could have been nice to have one that's a little bit bigger, but the way they had it before, it was just like a ridiculously long bathroom. I didn't like it. So the only way to really cut it into usable space was to do these 2x3s. So I have a tiny little office, and it looks alright from above, but like I said, when you walk through later, you'll see that the color was a little aggressive, I guess is the way to put it. So if I go back through, I'll probably be changing that color to a lighter blue. And then we're just doing some rug in the kids' room. I like that geometric rug. I think it's fun without looking super crazy. Some of the other rugs that we have, for the fun ones, like the leopard print one, those look crazy no matter what you do with them. So I like this one where it's fun, but it's still subtle enough, and it has some subtle swatches to make it a little bit easier to use. So back in the living room, and I'm just looking around trying to find some things to furnish with, a couple lights, other pretty things. And I end up finding this little succulent tray with a light. I put that in there, thinking that looks nice on the little end table. And then for the kitchen, I ended up putting in this really dramatic light. I love it. I think it looks so pretty. And then I wanted this spiral light to work so bad, but it hangs so low. And I'm not sure what you're supposed to do with it unless you were to put it in like a second floor that just reaches down to a first. Because this is like the maximum wall height and it's still almost touching the floor. So we just went for the tried and true little lamp that I like. And then for the kitchen table, I was originally going to try to do those. And I did not like it at all, so we went with these kind of rustic, I think they're the kettlebell lights, I can't exactly tell right now. But it was still one of the more rustic lights. And then in here, I took the little colorful crystal lights, try to bring a little bit more color into this room. And for the girls' room, I was going to put a light, but then I figured that wall divider gave them enough light, and it is a really small room, so I thought that it was, adequate enough. And then I put the tiny living little colorful chandelier above in the living room. And then I'm just going around and adding a couple finishing touches. Like these paintings on the wall, I added a few more. This wine glass looked pretty nice in it because I had the blues and the yellows. And then I went back to the stereotypical big breakfast painting that you'll see here in a second, where it has the egg and the orange juice, that one. Or orange slices, not orange juice, my bad. And then I thought this little tapestry just kind of fit, given the little fairy lights and all that other stuff going around. I could definitely see them having some kind of tapestry like that on the wall. And there were a couple other paintings that I wanted to use because they had like a really nice blue and yellow vibe, and I thought it would help tie everything together. But I was severely running out of wall space, so I kind of had to pick and choose a little bit. But I knew in this house I definitely needed some plants to help break up this color. So I put these little hanging succulents, and I took them and I put them in the office. And then I had this little bamboo, and I put one of those in the corner, and then I put the bigger wall bamboo on the other side. And I just thought that helped bring a little bit of green into the space and kind of break up that bright yellow and that bright blue. And then I had a little flower that I put on the dining room table, nothing too fancy. But, I think the build came out pretty well. A little runner rug. But the only thing is that we had this lovely problem that I could not fix. I don't know what happened. The window's glitching and you can't see it. The wall is showing. I tried really hard to fix it. But either way, at this point, this is pretty much where my footage cuts out. And it's just showing me messing with the wall. So we're going to get to the walkthrough right about now.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
So there is a little bit of footage that's going to be missing, but here's the walkthrough. So here we are in the little living room space, the really nice hanging chandelier, and my favorite little spot in the house, the sitting area. And then over here we have the dining table, some paintings, and the little island for dining. In the kitchen, we ended up using the Jungle Adventure kitchen appliances. They are the ones that come in the color blue, and I thought it really complemented with the yellow and the theme we got going on. So in here's the girls' room. We got the 2 beds, a little bookcase. I did decorate their wall and posters. I thought that it ended up being a pretty cool little kids' room. We got the teddy bear, the art activity center, and then we're going to go back through, and over here is the first bathroom. Nothing too fancy, but I still think that it came out pretty good. And the tiles ended up tying into the wall coloring very nicely. They're almost the same exact colors, so that was a little bit unplanned, but kind of a happy little surprise. So we're back out into the living space, going towards the master bedroom. So there's the wardrobe, a few paintings, the colorful crystal lights, the bed, and then I have a little carpet on the floor. And then we just have, a basic little bathroom. And there's the garden hose I was talking about. I didn't realize it had a garden hose, guys, I swear. So we're going back through. Look at that view of that little reading nook. I want it so bad. It is so pretty. We just got some shoes and umbrellas on the side, nothing fancy. We're going to wait on showing the living room. So here's the little office space. Like I said, it's kind of bright and aggressive with the color. But imagine looking out that window while you're working and being able to people watch. I think it'd be really fun. So here is our living room. That's the little family I gave. There's the mama, and then there's the 2 girls. So you can see the bamboo walls, the little corner couches, the tapestry, and then we have the lights, the fireplace, those little squares, and the TV. I think it ended up coming out really nice. This was definitely an apartment that I would pick if I had the money to stay here. So with all that being said, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I am sorry about the problems that I've been having with my uploads a little bit lately. It's either the game or the editing. I've been really working on it, I promise, guys. But I still think we're going to make it for Friday's upload without any problems. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And with that, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.